Hi, do you know that there are so many persons that are suffering from the pain of infidelity? Some have been unable to come to terms with it. In this video, I'll be providing 7 advice on how you can heal faster from the pain of a cheating partner. Stay tuned. A friend of mine once had a husband who cheated on her with impunity. She caught him severally with different women. She later filed for a divorce and today they are separated. But guess what? It's been 15 years, but she's still in so much pain. She has not been able to come to terms with it. A lot of the time, people suffer for so many years. This usually results from an inability to internally resolve the hurt. There are 2 ways some persons try to handle a cheating spouse. 1, through emotional separation, and 2, through a physical separation. Those who practice emotional separation tend to cut off or disconnect from their partner. For example, you catch your husband cheating on you. In order to teach him a very big lesson or register your grievances towards his actions, you then start this cold treatment. You stop talking to him even after he apologizes. You completely cut him off. Next thing you do is to completely move out of your bedroom to the guest room or to your children's room. You stop making his meals and communicating, and it spirals out of control. This continues for days, weeks, months, and before you know it, it's going to a year. You are upset. It's understandable, sweetheart. You feel justified. Of course, you're right. But your singular acts will eventually bring out emotional disconnection between you and your spouse, and you become intimate strangers in your home. The worst is that you become so unhappy. On the other hand, there are those who will react in such a way that once they catch their husband or their wife cheating on them, it's all over. It's all over. They go straight up for a divorce. No second chance. But can this really bring happiness? A lot of people resort to this kind of methods because they cannot stand being treated with disdain. Come on. It's so bad to be treated this way, to be cheated on. It's such a very painful thing. Oh my goodness. They don't want to spend the rest of their lives in combat with a strange lover outside their home. They can't even imagine it. So they decide to protect themselves from future pain using all these techniques that I just explained to you. However, trying to walk away or emotionally disconnect does not allow you to resolve this issue at all. So whatever pain is not resolved in one relationship, when you eventually break up, it will continue and follow you to the next relationship and to the next relationship. And so you get into another relationship and the same thing happens. You break up, you don't resolve, and it continues. And so it becomes cyclical. I told you earlier about my friend who has been divorced for 15 long years, but she's still hurt. So it's very important for you to learn to resolve, to be your own advocate, and give yourself closure. The first advice I have for you today is release the steam. After you have discovered that your spouse is cheating on you, go behind closed doors, shut yourself in, and release. Try to unbottle the hurt in whatever way you can, either by crying, by screaming, just allow it flow out from you. If you are so bottled up inside, it will be very, very difficult for you to embark on this journey of self recovery. And so, some of you I know are still hurting because you are trying to be strong. You are trying to really be strong. You have not really cried it out. So try to release the steam and let it go. The second advice I have for you is for you not to expect anything from your cheating partner. I know this is hard one. This is hard one. You might be saying, why won't I expect anything? But the truth is, expectations, it brings disappointments, it brings pain. So when you are expecting an apology or remorse, that may never come. So you need to give yourself closure. Become your healer. Heal yourself. Limit the expectations you have on your partner, because this will reduce the pain and it will help you to be a healer for yourself and to recover faster from the betrayal. The third advice that I have for you is for you not to take the blame. Never take the blame for your partner's infidelity, no matter the circumstances surrounding the event that happened. Don't feel guilty at all. Know that it's not all about you. You are just a victim of someone else's bad behavior. It's not all about you, but it's about them. Their promiscuous habits and bad character. Don't say words like, if I didn't do this, or if I didn't do that, or if I hadn't said this to him, and on and on and on, you keep taking one blame or the other. Oh, if he would have not cheated on me. It's so easy to get caught up in the blame game. Yeah, really. It's so easy. So don't blame yourself. Please don't. You cannot control someone else's misbehavior, but you can decide how you will respond to them. So don't beat yourself up because of them. Avoid that. The fourth advice that I have for you today is for you to redirect your thoughts. You have to stop thinking about all the things that went wrong in your relationship. You have to stop, wallowing in self-pity and regrets. It's so easy to allow all the negative thoughts to flood your mind and erode your heart. This can cause you so much unbearable pains. If you don't watch it, it can tear you apart. What you say to yourself, sweetheart, matters a lot. It can either make you or it can break you. Don't get into a state of self-pity at all. Don't do that. To be positive, no matter what. Try and allow the positive thoughts to flood your mind and ward off all the negatives. You are a divine being created by God. And let that power of God seep through you and through your heart. And let it take away all the hurts and all the pains from your life. And let it transform you. Try to stay positive all the time. The fifth advice that I have for you today is for you to get your partner to talk about it. Sometimes you have to look at the intention of your partner's misbehavior and try to see from their perspective in order to know why they cheated on you. At other times, you need to ask the why questions in order to hear what they have to say. Ensure that the environment is not tensed and pressurized before you initiate a conversation so that you can get the best out of it. A lot of the time, they are usually not open to even talking. They don't want to say anything. And sometimes they can even lie to you and lie about everything that happened. But even as you try to get out from them why they behave the way they did, don't force it. Don't try to say, you must tell me today. If you don't tell me this thing, it's all over. And so you start dishing out threats and all that. You don't have to do that. Getting to know everything that happens sometimes can cause you so much pain. Really. You know, when you know all the fine, minute detail about their illicit affair, it can begin to break you and tear you apart. And so sometimes it's even better not to even know all the details so that you don't get into so much pain. But if you are still very, very keen on knowing the truth of what played out, you have to give it time. Don't allow the silence of your partner or the holding of all the details and the information rob you of your peace. Don't begin to imagine all the possibilities that transpired in that illicit affair. It will break you. This will end up making you very sick. You know, it will bring out a lot of pain, you know. So you have to make efforts to brush it off your mind so that you can maintain your inner peace, which is of more value to you. So don't stress out. Please, I beg you, don't stress out. The sixth advice that I have for you today is for you to practice forgiveness. You know, forgiveness is not all about giving them a pass and a justification for what they did. Not at all, sweetie. It's for you. Yes, it's for you. Forgiveness is for you to heal and release the pain and all the bitterness and everything that you have right inside of you. Forgiveness sets you on a journey of self-recovery and healing. You know, you do not have to carry the burden of someone else's misbehavior. It's not fair at all. At all, it's not. So forgive and let go and try to find your own peace once again. You have to decide how far you want to go in the relationship. Do you want to separate and get a divorce? Or you want to remain in that relationship? Either way, you need to think it through. You know, weigh all the pros and the cons and then decide what is best for you. You're more important than I can ever imagine. You are so, so important. So what's best for you is what you have to decide on. This last step can be so hard because so many women out there are stuck in abusive relationships. Oh my goodness. These women are so stuck and they don't have the resources to move away. You know, my heart aches for such women. My heart goes out to you. I really do empathize with you because it can be so hard. I encourage you, please, hang in there. Just hang in there. Focus more on yourself and do the things that makes you happy. You are such an amazing person. And do you know how powerful you are? You are so powerful because you are being created with innate capacities to determine what happens in your life. Know that how you respond to someone else's bad behavior is in your hands. You don't have to walk around in pain. You don't have to allow the other person's attitude to weigh you down and make you crumble and fall apart. The way you respond is very, very important. So take good care of yourself and of your mind. Stay positive all the time. I also encourage you to connect with God, who is the ultimate healer, and let him restore peace into your heart today. God never fails, and he has a way of speaking peace to a troubled soul. I encourage you to step out of that current state and become a renewed, a vibrant, and a happy you. I hope the advice that I have shared in this video has set you on the path of self-recovery. And I know it's going to help you a lot to overcome the pain of betrayal from an unfaithful spouse. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And I'll be sharing you content like this from time to time. And I invite you to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you will know when I make more videos. Until I see you again, peace.